But my point, our topic is becoming a voice with healing hands. And to whom we can teach? First of all, how Jenny Ambrose, now sitting here, seeing two generations across minimum, no? Passing through two generations across and keeping an eye on third generation even. So it's such a journey of crossing two generations, meeting people, different people, some inspiring, some challenging, some demeaning, no? Some motivating, and meeting in course of time so many people, learning from where the inception that, oh, I am a healer. In order to start a journey, somewhere one starts to realize, no, I'm a healer, or I have a healing hands, or my hands have power to heal someone, or my hands belongs to God. The divine functions through my hands. There are so many beliefs which settles in a healer or in a therapist or any yoga teacher or someone who is working in the benefit of bringing healthy mind, body, spirit, harmony, connecting with nature, being spontaneous, organic, this way of thinking. Some people think like this before their decision, any decision they make, they start to think in this way. If their ecology is adjusting to this decision, whether it's organic, natural, no? First thing. So there must be a time when an ego idea of I starts to fret. I am this. No, I am a healer. I am an engineer. I am alchemist. Somewhere after living life, having feedbacks, and idea starts to settle from the environment. I am this. I can do this. I cannot do this. No, our limitations, directions, and a character starts to be framed. A character starts to arise from the self, meeting people, showing them, working with them, and suddenly you find, oh my God, I am a healer. No, so you were not. Oh no, yeah. I to connect, and then after you connect to your nation, oh, something same might have happened to other also. How interesting, I discovered myself. So there are many point of view we can look at. But can you mention a book which inspired, a book which inspired you to intellectually pursue or motivated you in this direction, or give an imprint, a paradigm shift with some insight into the book?
Now that's you. You're the avid reader. I'm the type that feels everything. So yeah, I mean,
okay, then a person or a tree, mention a tree.
Okay, so I'll tell you how I got through high school and got good grades is I memorized everything. But if you'd ask me it 2 weeks later, it would be in my subconscious mind, but I couldn't retrieve it. So, and that's how I got my doctorate too. So, yeah, reading was always difficult for me because of how my brain works. I always say there's many paths to the same destination because people say, "You mean you haven't read this book, you haven't read that book," and then I'll do a class and they'll say, "Did you read that? Did you get that from the book?" And I said, "No, I got it in meditation." So the same information's floating out there, and we can just reach up and grab it. And I think of it as we. It's not about I anymore because we're all connected. And so healing to me can come on many different vibrations. Yeah, I mean, when I went to your class and you were drumming, I didn't experience a, a life-changing experience coming to your class. What was it, 25 years ago
Mm-hmm.
we met?
Yeah.
So, and all you did was drum. That's all you did. So I think intention is part of it, or no intention. Because now when I do any type of work, I'm led and I don't have any attachment to it. I don't need anything from it. I don't need to see anything anymore. When I first started this, I could see their spirit guides and see all of that. And now I don't care about that. So I think being free from attachment of um, needing to see or be something really creates a better flow. And everybody has this ability, not just me, not just you, everyone, if they choose it. I think it's all a choice. Or is it a choice? There were many times
No.
when I said, I don't want to do this. It's too hard.
What's what's most important in this area of spirituality, the feeling of we.
Yes.
We means I am and somebody else also there. And this somebody else, I may be tiny, I may be small conductor, you know, a small conductor. But the small
Mm-hmm.
conductor of electricity plugged in to a source may do miracle. So the feeling of we and someone is greater than me and many people like me builds up a nation, a strength of a nation. You know, you see, I. But when we think as a I am an American, then the whole America behind you, the power.
Mm-hmm.
I am Indian. So the India and the whole India behind me. When I say I'm Indian, the feeling
Mm-hmm.
of we gives us strength, no, to get connected to a big organization, big, to feel powerful. And it's true that in our path, the psychological ego has no value in this work. Psychological ego here it doesn't even need to function. In ordinary world, when you move to the market, you go to the office, you go to the park, you need your functional identity, social security number, your psychological ego, and the proof of that psychological ego. At the same time, behavior also synchronized with the psychological ego. You need in movement, executing our work, finding our way in the world through. But in a spiritual sense, when we start to function with the inner world, like healing, massage, therapy, when you come in contact with the person is no more only objective. No, person starts to become subjective. You start to feel the person, feel the pain of the person, and the we, the idea of we, including this one sick person in our family of we. That's the only healing. No, the healing of the soul is happening. A person is included in your family. No? Someone coming to America, person is struggling, cannot say I am American. The power, no? And missing this power, anxiety. If you cannot align with the power, that means this power may turn against you. If I if I am in America, I am saying I cannot say I am an American, means American power is against me. It can or even it can function against me anytime. So here, and then person gets the green card and then say now you are American citizen. Wow, the power and strength comes back. No. So here, be connecting to a nation, working people on the level of consciousness where they are somehow inspired and they become happy to see somebody else happy. There are two kinds of people. They become happy if someone is not happy in front of them. Comparatively, they feel, oh, I'm happy. So in order to feel their own happiness, they try to create misery in their environment. Comparatively to feel, no, that I am happy, I am peaceful. And then in order to feel I am peaceful, you make everyone else fight and become an amicable settler in the fight. And you say, oh, I should get Nobel Peace Prize. This person should get Nobel Peace Prize in settling the dispute and bringing peace. But this person, just to get the Nobel Prize, creating chaos in the environment and settling them. Both. So building a character of a healer is really challenging because it doesn't develop as it develops that I am an entrepreneur, I am an engineer, no, I am a Midas, I am a king, I am a prince, I am Don Juan. No, these characters develop with a different mindset and in different environment. Each character needs an environment to develop. The character of a healer is developing in deep communion with two persons. One is sick and feeling powerless because one is struck with the idea of I, cannot include itself in the we, and cannot harness the power. If you can say I'm American, means you are harnessing all the power of America. So the person is just saying, I did cut in its own mind. Alone, nobody is there to help me. I am a victim. I am alone. I am sabotaged. No, I am a tiny person. I am limited. So all these kinds of limited believing patterns of thinking is settling in the person. And you, in a different, oh, I am not, my psychological identity is just to function in the world. My real self is different. I am not I am we. I am connected to the higher sources. I am connected to all the healers. I am blessed by the enlightened people. They give us symbol to work. They give us techniques to work. I am empowered. And then you include the person from I to we. And in your own family, this inclusion bringing healing. So the character of a healer is developing in a closed room with an spending deep communion with another. With the idea of we. So very less characters are there. They develop, no, all spiritual characters developing with the idea of we, like a priest. Priest is also same, no? A healer is doing the same job, but not for an institution. If the same healing job, if you will do for a big institution, you will become a priest.
Then you have a name, if you need that. Yeah, I get it.
No?
Yeah, yeah. People say, well, what do you believe? And I said, I'm just Janine. Why do I have to believe anything? Why do I have to be named anything? It was interesting. I don't know, this story popped in my mind, so I need to tell it for some reason. So when I got ordained a minister, I went to Minneapolis with a friend of mine, and he was a minister. I'm not sure which religion it was. But anyway, he came in with a staff with a thing on the top, and he said, oh, whoever showed up there, he was going to ordain. Well, he said that the ETs had come to him and told him to ordain as many people as he could. And so it was like a 2-day class, and it was rather interesting. And so he did something with his staff. I can't remember, so many years ago, and he ordained as ministers. And the reason I got that was so that I could touch people legally, because in our country, if you aren't a minister, you can't touch people. Anyway, but the whole thing is he was contacted by ETs to ordain people. And so whoever showed up there, and he said, as far as burying anybody, he said, if they're from a gang, if they're motorcycle people, whatever they are, you have no judgment. And I thought that was really cool, because he had no judgment on ordaining people. And he also said, if we did any weddings or funerals or anything, we could have no judgment. And I thought, yeah, that's it. Judgment is what separates us, right? Separates the love.
Judgment is a different phenomena. A healer cannot judge. A doctor cannot judge a patient.
Mm-hmm.
Diagnosing, examining is a different phenomena. Whether you do logically, rationally, or you do with feeling, doesn't matter. I can feel your body and feel, oh, this same organ which you have problem, my body will also start to respond with the same problem.
Pointing
So
at your
this,
shoulder. That's where my shoulder's been hurting me. Oh God, that's funny.
yeah. So in this way, in the symbiosis or osmosis way, you feel. This is also a diagnosis way. You are using right brain. You are using different brain faculties for that and different neuron patterns to sense and to find out a meaning. Like if you are feeling something, you find out a meaning. And meaning, oh, yes. So otherwise, also rationally, we can go. So examining and diagnosing in the benefit of the person is also a judgment. In a way, you are making a
Yeah.
judgment. So what judgment, when we read in Bible, judge ye not, is a different label. It's a different label of, it's on, we call it Turiya, or I mean Sambhava. I mean, the person is talking in its fourth state. Person is enlightened and talking in with a different vision. Here, we are saying, examining, diagnosing, coming to a judgment, what is causing this person to bring, what is the problem, what could be the solution, from where to begin working. No? So in whatsoever you get the response through the body with the feeling, or we do in yoga, lie down the person, do this, do that, few exercises. Oh, there is the problem, no? In the body. This movement not possible, that movement not possible. Oh, you need to do this. Or psychologically we talk, ask some questions of here and there, what color toothbrush you are using, what did color you have bought the shoes, and how many shoes you have. Now, this kind of questions we ask and then find out
Oh, jeez.
psychological.
Oh my. Oh, you're funny. Yeah. Hmm.
and we determine psychologically, oh, this person is narcissistic, no, covert narcissist, no, because he doesn't like yellow color and he always buying red color toothbrush or pink color toothbrush, never buying green and pink, no, orange. So that means it's a covert narcissist. And if he is wearing shoes all the time blue, means overt narcissist. I mean, just kidding. I
Yeah, I was
mean,
gonna say hello. Hello.
I
Oh,
mean,
geez. You had me shocked there for a minute. I went, is that Sheree? Is that Sheree?
I
Oh
was
my
seeing
gosh.
now Jenny's right brain is getting fully challenged to find out connection.
Oh my.
So I mean rational diagnosis, no? Example of rational diagnosis in psychology is very funny subject, no? This is my favorite subject, psychology and philosophy,
Yeah.
but very funny subject. It cannot be that you read a symptom and you don't find that you have it.
That's a good that's good to talk about. If everything's a reflection, you
Like
know.
you see, oh, see the symptoms and think sadist. Oh my God, I'm a sadist. No, then turn around and read about oh my God, I am also a masochist. No? So oh my God, I can have anorexia, no, with food habit. So you start to read stress point. Oh my God, I am having stress problems. No, anything you will read in a mild form, you will be having it. No? It's
Right,
just the degree which increases. We have irrational thoughts. No, don't we have many times out of the blue, out of the moon? We are thinking. We have irrational thoughts. A little bit fine. No, but if it access, if quantity increases, so in psychological symptoms, you will always find something is there in me. No, any symptom, anything. I was studying criminal psychology, then I was studying abnormal psychology, then I was in child psychology. In any of this, and whether normal or supranormal, abnormal, everywhere I found, oh my God, means there's a possibility to develop any kind of eccentric symptoms in any healthy people possible. No, like I come to conclusion, just like body is relatively healthy functioning. But any disease is possible in this body. We can't deny the probability of any disease not happening to anybody. No? Probability. What actually happens or not, but probably. So that's how the mind. Probably it can be act like any human being. Like there is a probability Jenny is PhD, doctorate, metaphysicist, healer, fully rational, working with experience, admired, respected, valued in the society, no, and good citizen. But we cannot deny a probability that Jenny can behave fully eccentric out of its model of thinking. A probability.
anything's possible.
Yeah, possible. I'm going to a very, very bottom line, Jenny, no? Slowly. Very important point, judgment. Two, I'm explaining the judgment. So, and in the mind, when I was studying psychology and still study and see that howsoever intelligent, enlightened, disciplined, my mind under control, I think, but I cannot deny a probability that I cannot behave like a mad person, eccentric person, or masochistic person. The probability cannot be denied. A symptom of madness will not come into me. It cannot be denied. Because of this denial, no, because of this denial, there is a variety. It's not a machine. If it could be that in me, I will never ever a mental disease can arise in me, never ever a physical disease can arise in me, I will be dead. There will be no growth, no movement.
Yeah, it's the challenges
If
that make us
no
grow.
perfection, at the complete perfection, after the complete perfection, there is no movement. If you become fully satisfied in yourself, completely 101% satisfied with anything, doesn't matter. For a while, there will be no movement in you. To the perfection of this, if you sense any emotion in its perfection, it brings to you to no movement. Like you are very thirsty, did not drink water maybe few days. And then when you drink the water, it will bring you complete satisfaction. After this complete satisfaction, you will have no movement. Nothing will move, neither the mind nor the body. There will be no desire. You will sense a desirelessness and no movement state of a being. Not of a doing, of a being. We call it soul. The soul, fully satisfied as it is, only observing, not judging. Not judging, but guiding, dynamic. Guiding in the same way a healer guides the client or the patient or the person. So judgment and observation is two different things. And observation in only as a passive mode, like a mirror, which doesn't have any strength to change what is reflected in the mirror. But a mirror which has almighty mirror, which has all the powers to change anything which is reflecting in the mirror. Different. In philosophy, we give example of a mirror, no? To make philosophically understand the manifestation of the world, no? As a small mirror, and in the mirror you can see the whole city manifested. And mirror can do nothing. But this is not consciousness. Consciousness is not a dead mirror. Consciousness is the almighty, omnipresent, omniscient, three omnis, omnipotent mirror, in which it has a potential power. Whatever reflects in the mirror can change the reflection. It's not a dead mirror of philosophy. It's a dynamic, live mirror. We call it God, Chetana, consciousness. On this plate, everything happening. You can see whatever you are seeing is seeing on that plate of God consciousness. That is the final substratum, holding all. And this is not a dead philosophical mirror image to discuss about the truth. It is actual, dynamic, observing, whatever reflected in the mirror, pulsating, skiring, and have all the power and knowledge and presence to change anything, anytime, according to its own wish. And that's, we call it a complete freedom. Freedom. And that's, we call it consciousness is free. Knowledge that makes you free. And this experience makes you freedom. So here is no judgment. God is not judging you. No judgment. But always supporting you, guiding you, doing its best that the reflected city in the mirror on the consciousness should all become in harmony. It should not become a chaotic painting. It should happen under a law. So even if you contact with a client with the intention to heal, you include the person completely into your aura, which you are channeling, not yours personal, it's we. Means if you are healing, I am also there, even if you think about me. If you included me into your, then we, I am there in your consciousness, and we are sharing our powers and knowledge and experiences in any person you are working anywhere. The idea of we. So in this sense, it's not a judgment. No, it's a diagnosis, it's a feeling, and an intention to heal the person. You can magnify this character to God, to consciousness. That this consciousness is not judging, diagnosing, and functioning its best to make one person changing in an organic unity with all and everyone. That's we call it holistic healing. We are bringing holistic healing. In judgment, there is no holistic healing. Judgment is in the objective world. When you go out, function in the movement, you are judged. In which stratum of economy you are living? Are you a middle class worker, or you are top rich class society? Judgment. What clothes you are wearing, who you are, with your how much age. So what you are useful for in sexual way, in resourceful way, in powerful way. What you can share, what you can give, what you can receive. In that way, a judgment coming. We call it judgment. Lower and higher. So that when the Bible comes to say, judge ye not, it's saying into this sense of while sensing inferior and superior.
Yeah, it's more of an experience than a judgment.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
judgment means, in that sense, judgment, we say, is condemnatory word judgment. Otherwise, there is a judgment by law. It's not a condemnatory word, judgment. And there is, so judgment through the consciousness is not that judgment. It's a healer, continuously throbbing. It's a heart. This consciousness is the heart. It's responsible for bringing harmony and life and continuity and blissfulness in all what is reflected into that consciousness. That's the only intention it functions. Out of blissfulness, this consciousness, out of blissfulness, it starts to manifest the world in its own plate. Nothing can be beyond that. God consciousness. So whatsoever is happening, but this is not like a dead mirror observer, active observer.
Yeah. You know, when I had my TV show, I probably had 10 people come on that had near-death experiences. And each one of them that talked about that came back, said when they transition, they actually see, feel, experience everything they've done, whether it be good or bad. So, you know, people think God is judging them. From what I've learned with my TV show and interviewing people that have had that, is that we are always judging ourselves. And maybe that isn't the right word to be saying, but if we stop our judgment of self and just love ourselves, that creates the peace and the harmony that we can live. And that's easy to say. It's a journey to get there.
No, yes, you did not answer my first question I began.
What's that?
You answered everything. When exactly you started to give a feedback, I am a healer, or we are a healer.
Jeez, you want a date or you want what?
No, just an
What
idea.
year? What age? I, you know, that's a tough question because when when I actually consciously knew, well, when I was young, I knew I came here for the world. I've known it since I've been really little, and I didn't know why I was here, but because I was so different than everybody else, but yet I loved everybody. I knew I came here. I just came here to love people. And I knew I came here for the world. I knew that what I did affected the world. And I've learned even more about that. Even our thoughts go out. Every thought we have goes out into the universe. And it has power. It's
Each
very
individual
powerful.
each individual mind is connected with the universal mind.
Exactly. And so we
Yeah.
affect everything with everything we say, our actions, because it's all energy. So, jeez. What are you asking me? What's a date? I
No, like I'm asking your formation of the character, crystallization of a character, and when it starts to begin, like alchemy, when I start to realize that I am alchemist, I was realizing, yes, I have healing power, I can heal this, heal that, I can, I'm psychic. When I started to work with distance people, yes, then I believe first, no, I'm a psychic. I can compete. I can go into the market and
Yeah, I
work
remember
for
you
it
talking.
professionally. No, when our character starts to earn money, we say it's crystallized.
Interesting. It's funny because the yogi that I worked with, because I always did everything for nothing. And she said, Janine, you have to charge. And I said, I always felt guilty about charging because I just wanted to help people. So that's interesting that you say that because then I did get to the point where I did charge for my time. Um, because this was my thought. If I was a mathematician and got a job as a mathematician, they would pay me. And what's really interesting to me though is that I found that people will go and spend $600 to go to a football game, you know, or something in sports. And when it comes to counseling or spiritual help, they have a real struggle with spending money for that. And it's for their own evolution or the connection. But I also know that everybody that we've met for a reason. So it doesn't matter, but I just found that interesting because I was watching people, you know, uh, what their priorities were. But that's all right. It is what it is. I don't have any judgment, but I was just observing that. What have you
But it,
observed there?
but it didn't answer my question. When exactly you started earning money? When was the first time you got paid
Okay.
for your work? It cannot happen without a idea set up that I am a healer.
It
No,
was probably when I opened up my first business, because I've had a couple businesses that I charged for spiritual work. And I still felt guilty charging because I had one with it was probably let me think. Let me give it I don't have a reality of time. Let me think. Probably in my late 30s,
yeah.
I would say. But I was with these gifted kids, and there's so many of them out there right now, and they want to get them on drugs with this ADHD stuff. And that's not a bad thing. That shows how brilliant they are, and their mind is more expanded, so they can't fit into the box of what we call reality here, or the school systems call reality. And I feel, and so I've proclaimed that many times. My kids would have been categorized, well, actually me too, as ADHD or whatever. But I say it's a creative genius, and everybody's genius if we support that and see it in them. But anyway, so in my 30s, late 30s,
But it's the same,
specified.
yeah, same mind too. Look, I 30 years, I needed money uh,
Yeah,
in when I was, yeah, around 2000, no, 2002, 3, 4. I needed money, and I didn't have no resources to work for the money. Yeah, around 2004 or something, 3, 4. And then I look into the internet that, and in through the internet I found, oh, there is a psychic platforms you can work, and you can charge $3 a minute, $4 a minute, $10, $20 a minute. It all depends on you, how people like you. So your
right.
value in the market. Okay, so I got an internet connection in the forest and got a laptop and started working. I didn't believe, but I believe that I am psychic. So entered in the market, struggle with that. And first time I got a check around $200 or $250 from USA company. And when it comes, oh, I'm psychic, like proved, factually proved. And then I started to believe, yes, I'm psychic. This is one of my strengths. I can use it. No, and nothing I need, just internet connection and a messenger app, any messenger app to talk to. That time, yeah, in 2004, no messenger apps were out like WhatsApp, Messenger, and this. Only we were having private, like private WhatsApp, private messengers, no, private Telegram. Is within a company, working like this, professional working. We are using only as a highly professional, which are being can be paid $2 a minute, can afford to use this WhatsApp and Messenger around 2004. Yeah. After that, now it's becoming common. But that's, I'm saying that a character of I got this feedback many times, even in my trainings, no? Like when I was having NLP training, and we were being trained to look into the mind of the people, what other person is thinking, and like looking into the mind. This is one of the training to understand the person. And for me, I was psychic. So the person will ask, think, think of any figure like triangle, square, and think. And I don't, and I can say, oh no, I can see before the person says, oh, she's thinking about triangle. She's thinking about a square in her mind. So many coincidences happen in my life, and also before that, like with anything, with any clothes or any, and ask about the person, and I can sense the body, like person anywhere. But it come to really confirmation of a confidence and confirming when it give me money, when it helped me in my profession and started supporting me in survival and connecting me to judgment. Now, this is a judgment. Judgment from the American company that or the other people that I'm worth it. I need this reward or I need this punishment. This is called judgment. So when Bible says judge and not, it says, do not think in the terms of reward and punishment to others. Who the hell you think you are? Bible saying, I'm not. Bible saying, who the hell you think you are to judge about superior, inferior? and determine crime and punishment and reward and punishment. This mind, the same as a rich person cannot pass the gate of heaven, same person cannot pass the gate of heaven, but a camel can pass the hole of a needle.
What'd you just say?
A,
It sounds like a different language. Oh my
a,
God.
a camel can pass the hole of a needle,
Yes.
but a rich person cannot pass the gate of a heaven. And a person who is judgment, who is having judgment to others as superior, inferior, and thinking that I am somebody who can determine the crime and punishment and reward, goes to hell. Or go to hell.
Yeah, well.
I mean, it's sometimes fun, Jenny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. I know
we are becoming too much serious.
yeah, you're kind of going like this. So this
But
is okay.
this
Guidance and truth.
explains,
This is way over here. So I'm trying to follow you.
yeah, it explains the judgment, no?
Yeah, I get it.
We
I
are
get it.
just
I
judgment,
get it.
observation, and the work of a healer, and the crystallization
Yes.
of a character healer. Our topic is becoming a voice with healing hands. And my assessment is now, in 15 July 2026, IST 2051, Jenin is a crystallized healer and is a voice with a healing hands. I can pronounce, declare, the Jenin has become a voice with healing hands and also growing into the phenomena.
Yeah.
She has become and becoming more and better voice, or more perfect voice, or more clear voice. There is no limit of transformation.
Oh,
But
exactly.
yeah, so Jenny has become a voice with healing hands, and that's why I was grueling you through the past when exactly you realize that now
Yeah.
I'm a, my hands, I have a healing hands, and I'm a voice. That was the age of 30. Yeah, me too. I also say around 30, I got crystallized, yes, belief that yes, I'm a psychic. I can sense things without any logic.
Right. It's interesting because my girls, when they'd be dating, they'd say, "Mom, what do you think about this guy?" And I go, "What's his name?" And they'd give me his name, and I could immediately tune into him. And so my daughter said to me, she gave me two different guys, and I said, "Well, that guy, the first guy, I said he's not going to be loyal. I said he has an alcohol problem, but I said the second guy's a big teddy bear. He'll be honorable and he'll stick with you." And she ended up marrying the second guy, and he is amazing. So my girls would call me and say, "What do you get about this person, Mom? What do you get about that person?" And that's where everything is energy, and we can just tune into it. If we have no intention or judgment, we can just see things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People, in my
Yes.
therapy, my clients, they are very nice people in organization, top of the head. They think that I am also judging them. No, if they're telling
Yeah.
their problem, I say, no, we don't judge. We just ask questions to have diagnosis. Never
Yes.
ever I judged any of my students or any of my. This cannot happen. It's impossible. With the
Right.
judgment, you cannot go forward. Yes, right question, diagnosis, understanding, feeling ways this way, that way. What exactly is the issue to find out the exact remedy? No? So observation is there, scrutinization is there, counter questionings are there, many ways of playing tricks with the mind is there, but to find out and to find out the exact remedy for that. So this is not a judgment.
No.
Judgment is in an objective world. When you make a person an object, then it's a judgment. In relation to the usefulness of the person, rewarding and punishment, then we say judgment. And we assign this power only to God. In Christianity, this power is assigned to God, only to God, and not to take as a human, because you may get caught. Your psychological ego cannot handle this much power and can go berserk.
Cancel that. Okay, this is what's really cool is when I have my classes or in my classes that I've taught, instead of me doing like psychic readings at the end, I pick someone out of the group that has kind of feels insecure about their abilities, but I can see their abilities. And whether they do automatic handwriting, whatever way they do it, I said, I want you to go around to the class and give them each a reading. And they'll just go, me? And I'll say, yeah. So then they'll go around, and what it's doing is it's connecting them more to the divine that they are, or we connect to. And so it was so fun when I would do that with different people in my classes. Not to say I couldn't do it, but it was really neat to, and that's what we were here to do, is empower each other. Besides
Mm.
loving each other, we're here
The
to
moment
empower.
we say we, means you are empowering the other.
That's
And
right.
to empowering, you are doing nothing. You are sharing all your powers to other, entrusting all your powers to the person. So when we do therapy or healing on any session we give, for a while, my all the powers are the belong to the person and working on the person. And for
Yes.
and this is how for what we are paid for.
Well, and oh, I still don't get paid. I don't do any of that anymore. But our energy field, just being with someone, because as we evolve, like, as we grow in consciousness and connection, our vibration changes.
Mm.
So when I'm with somebody or even sit next to somebody for a half hour, or and them too, our energy connects and shifts.
Mhm.
So and the reason I realized that was the yogi that I worked with before I met you. Um, when she would call me, because she could feel me, and no matter if she was over in Africa or whatever, she'd come in, she said, Janine, what's going on? And I would be in this really painful place. I can't even remember what happened. And just her voice over the phone, when she started talking to me, released all my anxiety. And by the time I got off the phone with her, I just could sit there and smile. couldn't I couldn't be, because her vibration shifted my vibration. That's where the voice is so powerful, because
Wow. So that's how becoming a voice with healing hands. Meet Janet Ambrose.
oh jeez. No.
We
Ah,
will be disclosing our private life secrets once we have 8 episodes more to go with the pulse of wisdom before, and then we close this chapter. So our next episode, which is will be more focused on our personal journey, what Jenny become Jenny, what Shri Govinda Niranjan, and what is the storyline behind and the journey, how the learnings, the meetings with people, the masters, the lessons, the challenges of the survival. We will begin after 2 months, and we are already preparing the topics and the podcast and with whom to do. And we invite other people who can interview us and would like to be interviewed by us in our own way. Our interview
we
is
love
different.
it. We love it.
This was my interview, Jenny, for you. Only one question. When this healer got crystallized and when you become a voice with healing hands, judged, objectively judged, important. So this the balance. I saw the main problems now I'm dealing with in my therapeutic work or healing yoga sessions, alchemy sessions, which I call holistic alchemy session. After 52 episodes, when you begin, I will let you know when I realized that I'm an alchemist. No, knowing, having an idea since childhood, guessing is different thing. But when judged, properly judged, yes, we accept that I am an alchemist. So what I am dealing with right now, that in my sessions coming, or corporate people coming from a very high post like CFO, CEOs, and earning very well, very good salary. What they are missing? They are missing the balance of their being and doing. They are in the realm of judgment. They are continuously judged whether you have this much value of the salary you are getting or not. Continuously. This giving them such a headache, like threat to their, this anxiety, threat to their heart, threat to their mind, and like physically, it's appearing physically in nervous system, no? Genetic mutations, it's coming, and I'm dealing with that. So we must also learn this judgment and observation. So here the healer is a very nice example of being mode. When we are in the being mode, that explains a relationship of a healer with a person. The whole process of including the person, then we enjoy. We say we are in a being mode and we are enjoying a lot and blissful. But in doing mode, you are not blissful. You are tension, expected to behave, observation, survival threat, no, many identity crisis, the criticism. This is objective world, doing mode. So in healer is a job that your doing mode and being mode are synchronized into one. So even you like to do it without money.
Well, no, I mean, my goal is isn't about money.
Yeah, that's what
My
I'm
goal,
saying. Because reward is already in the action. You are, the act itself is bringing you in the being mode. So you are enjoying it just to heal someone.
share my journey.
Yeah.
That's
But
what I'm all about.
in doing mode, it's not the same. In the judgment mode, it's not the same. You are doing it for money. In corporate world, I'm saying in professional world, other professions, rather than healing, think of other professions rather
Yeah,
than healing. The people are doing it, and in that doing, their being is not included as we. They have to prove I am separate than everybody else. I am unique than everybody else. I
better
am
than
better
anybody.
than
Yeah,
everybody else. I
yeah, no.
am having more value than you are giving me in money. I deserve more value of money. So this is not a being mode.
No, that's
So,
a fine line though, because you have to have money to survive.
but I have devised amazing formula. That's alchemy. Fully organic and experimented and done with all these people who are having all they are having in doing mode and being deprived of being mode and having affected in the physical and mental, like both way they are damaging themselves physically and mentally also. So mental illness, physical illness, both are increasing in corporate world of doing mode.
Yeah, yeah,
So if you
exactly.
find anyone who is CEO, CFO, managerial skills working, and I can balance them in hours. Complete balance will take 12 hours, or even for 1.5 hours, they can feel the paradigm shift or lifetime changes.
You know, I'm going to try to get my son Phoenix to come on next week.
Your son, mathematician.
Yeah, the mathematician, because he's up in the
Mathematician.
corporate world right now. And he's so
Let's
sensitive.
be the topic. Balance between doing and being.
Okay,
Next one. Next one.
cool.
Balance between being and doing. So see you